The 1960s gave us timeless anthems, but not every classic started at the top. Some tracks stumbled out of the gate, ignored by DJs or dismissed by critics. But then something happened. A moment, a movement, a miracle. One Motown ballad found its power after a year in the shadows. And a British invasion track dismissed at home caught fire across the sea. These are 15 songs from the 60s that flopped on arrival, then rewrote history. Let's rewind the turntable. Number 15, Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers.
I need your love.
A forgotten B-side that quietly became a forever song. When Phil Spector pushed this song onto the back of a single in 1965, he thought it was filler. The real A-side, Hung on You, was expected to chart. But radio DJs flipped the record and couldn't stop playing the other side. Bobby Hatfield's haunting vocal on Unchained Melody had something raw and eternal in it.
Wait for me. Whoa.
Originally a tune from a 1955 prison film, this version soared into the top 5 and eventually became one of the most recorded songs of all time. For years, it played in jukeboxes and late-night radio. But it wasn't until the 1990 film Ghost that the track found a whole new generation. It sold millions more and entered the Billboard charts again, 25 years after its release. That's not just a comeback. That's immortality. Number 14, I'm a Believer by the Monkees dismissed.
But love is only true in fairy tales.
As teen fluff until it blew past the Beatles. Released in late 1966, this Neil Diamond penned tune was meant to keep the Monkees machine rolling.
Our love was out to get me.
Critics wrote them off as a made-for-TV act, and industry insiders didn't think I'm a Believer would make much noise. But the fans had other ideas.
Saw her face, now I'm a believer.
The single flew off store shelves and landed at number 1 in the US, staying there for 7 straight weeks. Even Diamond himself didn't expect the whirlwind success.
I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried.
The song's bouncy groove, cheerful harmonies, and irresistible chorus made it the best-selling single of 1967. Not bad for a track that barely got a nod in the early press reviews. Number 13, Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. A garage rock mess that nearly got banned and then became a legend. When the Kingsmen recorded Louie Louie in one chaotic take in 1963, it was sloppy. The vocals were slurred, the tempo drifted, and the mics were all over the place. Radio stations didn't know what to make of it, but teenagers, they couldn't get enough. Rumors swirled that the mumbled lyrics were obscene, and suddenly, the FBI launched an investigation. No joke.
No, I said we gotta go. Yeah.
The feds spent months trying to decipher the words. That controversy only fanned the flames. Kids played it louder, parents got nervous, and before long, Louie Louie was echoing out of garages, parties, and dance halls across America.
I'll never leave again. I said,
It hit the top 5, became a rock rite of passage, and inspired generations of DIY bands. All from a botched take no one thought would make it out of Portland. Number 12, A Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke.
Long time coming, but I know.
Too bold for its time, until time finally caught up. Released in December 1964, Sam Cooke's gospel-tinged ballad was a quiet revolution. Inspired by personal injustice in the civil rights movement,
It's been a long
was Cook's most personal song, but RCA hesitated to promote it. The single was buried behind the more radio-friendly Shake, and Cook never lived to see its impact. He was shot just before its release. At the time, A Change Is Gonna Come barely cracked the top 40. But something about it lingered. As the decade unfolded,
I go to my brother.
the song became a slow-burning anthem of hope and sorrow. Covered by Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin, and later sampled by hip-hop artists, it's now considered one of the most important songs of the 20th century.
Knocking me.
Proof that sometimes a flop just needs the world to catch up. Number 11, Stand By Me, by Ben E. King. Modest success at first.
When the night
And in this corner,
Benny King.
Global anthem decades later. When Stand By Me dropped in 1961, it was a respectable hit. It reached number 4 on the Billboard chart and then faded.
Be afraid, oh I won't.
For years, it lived quietly on oldies radio. But in 1986, the film Stand By Me brought it roaring back. A whole new generation heard that deep bass line and King's soulful plea, and they fell in love.
As you stand by me.
The song shot back into the charts around the world, even hitting number 1 in the UK. King once said he wrote it in 30 minutes with just a few chords and a Bible verse.
And darling, stand by me.
That humble foundation turned into a cultural cornerstone. It has since been covered over 400 times and played at weddings, protests, and every moment in between. Number 10, The Twist by Chubby Checker.
My song, it won't take long. We're gonna do the twist and it goes like...
A song that flopped twice before changing dance floors forever. Originally recorded by Hank Ballard in 1959, The Twist didn't make waves. When Chubby Checker re-recorded it in 1960, it saw modest attention. But lightning didn't strike right away.
Let's twist again, like we did last year.
It was a novelty tune in an era filled with doo-wop giants. That all changed thanks to a few TV appearances. When Checker twisted across American Bandstand, teens saw it, tried it, and couldn't get enough.
Come on, let's twist again, like we did last.
The song hit number 1 in 1960 and then again in 1962 after a resurgence among adult audiences. It remains the only single in history to top the Billboard Hot 100 in 2 separate runs with the same version.
Love me so, then come on, twist again.
Once dismissed as a gimmick, The Twist became a cultural earthquake. It broke the walls between age groups, dance styles, and even continents. Number 9, Respect by Aretha Franklin. An Otis Redding deep cut that Aretha transformed into a feminist roar. Otis Redding first released Respect in 1960. Even while it had groove, it didn't set the world on fire. Then, in 1967, Aretha Franklin took it, flipped the perspective, and unleashed a firestorm. With the help of producer Jerry Wexler and her sister singing backup, Aretha turned it into a rallying cry, the spelling out of our R-E-S-P-E-C-T, the socket to me lines, the attitude. It was pure power.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, and that's what it means to me. R-E-S-P.
The single rocketed to number 1, winning 2 Grammys and reshaping the soul landscape. Redding himself said after hearing her version, "She done took my song." What was once a guy's plea became a woman's declaration. A flop turned into a force of nature. Number 8, California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas. A a winter anthem that nearly stayed shelved. When the Mamas and the Papas first recorded California Dreamin' in 1965, it didn't catch on. Released by a small label, it didn't fit the usual radio mold. The mood was melancholic, the flute solo was strange, and the group was still unknown. But slowly, it started gaining ground on West Coast stations. Then came a boost from influential DJs in Boston and Chicago. The song's bittersweet longing captured something universal, especially for people stuck in snow-covered cities dreaming of sun. It climbed the charts in early 1966 and eventually became a signature of the counterculture movement. Today, it's impossible to imagine the 60s without that soaring harmony, an aching line about a church I passed along the way. Number 7, What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong.
The white, bright, blessed days.
A hopeful ballad ignored in America until the world fell in love. When What a Wonderful World was released in 1960, it was meant to be a balm during turbulent times.
Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky.
Written by Bob Thiele and George David Weiss, the song painted images of blooming trees and friendly handshakes, but the US label didn't believe in it. They barely promoted it, and the single flopped on American charts. Meanwhile, the UK embraced it.
How do you do? There.
It soared to number 1 there, selling over 1 million copies. For decades, it was more beloved overseas than in Armstrong's own country. Then, in 1987, a pivotal movie moment in Good Morning.
What a wonderful world.
Vietnam reintroduced it to American ears and hearts. Radio stations lit up with requests, and the song finally got the recognition it always deserved. Number 6, At Last by Etta James.
My love has come along.
Buried by the label, revived by pure emotion. Released in 1960, At Last was a slow, smoldering ballad that didn't fit the fast-paced pop radio mold of the moment. Chess Records pushed more upbeat tracks, and the song didn't get the single treatment right away.
The skies above, they're blue.
When it finally dropped, it charted modestly, just scraping the bottom of the Hot 100. But its rich orchestration and Etta's heart-melting voice stuck with those who heard it. Over the decades, it found new life in weddings, films, and television. Beyoncé, Christina Aguilera, and Celine Dion all cited it as an influence. Barack and Michelle Obama chose it for their first dance as president and first lady. That moment sealed its place in American memory. A sleeper hit turned national treasure.
Have never known. Oh, yeah, yeah.
If these forgotten gems and comeback stories are giving you chills, give this video a thumbs up. It helps us keep the music alive. And don't go anywhere. We've still got 5 more tracks that prove no hit is ever truly finished. Number 5, I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Marvin Gaye.
Me by surprise, I must say, when I
A Motown track shelved twice before it shattered records. Originally recorded by Smokey Robinson and later Gladys Knight, the song made a few ripples, but it was Marvin Gaye's version that was considered too dark and moody for release. Motown's Berry Gordy initially shelved it, but radio DJs got their hands on it in 1968 and spun it anyway. The public's reaction was electric.
You could have told me yourself that you
Gordy relented and released the single, which rocketed to #1 and became Motown's biggest hit at the time. With its haunting groove and Gaye's aching vocal, it captured something deeper than gossip. It felt like betrayal. Heartache and suspicion wrapped in vinyl. What started as a cast-off became an anthem. #4, For What It's Worth, by Buffalo Springfield.
There's a man with a gun over there.
A protest anthem that wasn't even meant to protest. Stephen Stills wrote the song in late 1906, not about Vietnam or civil rights, but about a clash between young clubgoers and police in Los Angeles over curfews.
Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Initially, the label hesitated. Atlantic Records didn't think the song had mass appeal, and the band was still relatively unknown outside of California. When it was finally released, it made little noise at first, but word of mouth spread.
Everybody look what's going down.
Its brooding tone, eerie guitar line, and cryptic lyrics tapped into something bigger. As the national climate grew tense, listeners gave it new meaning. By 1967, it climbed the charts and became a defining song of the era.
What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey,
There's something happening here. Wasn't just a line. It was a feeling sweeping the country. #3, Pink Moon by Nick Drake.
Pink moon is on its way.
A quiet whisper that became a posthumous shout. When Nick Drake released Pink Moon in 1972, it slipped through the cracks, with no tour, no interviews, and only a minimalist sound.
You stand so tall.
It sold just a few thousand copies. Drake, shy and struggling with depression, passed away just 2 years later, never knowing his music would find a massive audience. Decades passed. Then in 1999, a Volkswagen commercial featured Pink Moon.
Ping, 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 ping.
The haunting, melancholic guitar and Drake's ethereal voice sent chills across living rooms. Sales exploded. Suddenly, a new generation discovered Nick Drake's music and elevated him to cult legend status. The song now scores films, late-night playlists, and moments of introspection worldwide. It wasn't just a rediscovery, it was a resurrection. #2, The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel.
hello, darkness, my old friend.
A folk ballad that failed until it was secretly electrified. When Simon and Garfunkel first released this acoustic track in 1964, it went nowhere. Columbia Records deemed it a flop, and the duo quietly split up.
My eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon.
But unbeknownst to them, producer Tom Wilson added drums, bass, and electric guitar to the original recording without asking and released it in 1960. The remix began to catch on, especially among college radio stations.
Like silent raindrops fell.
By early 1996, it had climbed all the way to #1. Simon and Garfunkel quickly reunited, and the new version launched their career. What started as a soft-spoken whisper had turned into a generational cry.
In the sound.
From silence to an anthem, it's a reminder that sometimes all it takes is one spark. #1, God Only Knows by the Beach Boys.
I may not always love you, but long as there are.
A beautiful ballad that radio stations refused to play. Released in 1966 as part of the Pet Sounds album, God Only Knows was unlike anything the Beach Boys had done before. It opened with those iconic French horns and Carl Wilson's tender vocal.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
A far cry from the surf rock that made them famous. But its very title stirred controversy. Some American stations banned it outright for including the word God in a pop love song. It underperformed in the US, peaking at a modest number 39. Meanwhile, in the UK, it was a smash, charting high and earning the admiration of legends like Paul McCartney.
God only knows what I'd be without you.
Over time, critics reevaluated it. Rolling Stone now ranks it among the greatest songs of all time. It's been used in films, weddings, and even funerals. What was once too daring for radio became a hymn of emotional truth. It was the quietest of releases and perhaps the loudest legacy.
He knows what I'd be without. God only knows what.
From basement recordings to protest anthems, from overlooked B-sides to global icons, these songs remind us that a flop is never the final word. All it takes is the right moment to strike a chord. Thanks for taking this soulful journey with us through music history's greatest comebacks. If you love this trip through the underdog hits of the 60s, subscribe to keep the story spinning. And don't stop now. Click the end screen to watch our last countdown, the 15 best R&B albums of the 80s that will blow your mind. You won't want to miss what we dug up there. See you in the next one. Same groove, same heart, same love for the music.